Welcome again. The star of the second data economy coffee break session is Tekla Wannas. She is a multi-talented person with an amazing eye for ecosystem growth opportunities. Currently, Tekla is working in a partner sector in a platform company, and her background is in different kinds of sales improvements in the food and retail business. In her current position, she has built over 100 partners, strong company ecosystems from scratch. She is happy to help any company to develop new data-oriented business ideas and matchmaking partner companies together. So go ahead, Tekla.
Hello, thank you. And thank you, Jarkko, for inviting me this series. Yes, I thought that I will go quite from the scratch in here as well. So I will tell a little bit about my background and also my relation in ICT, and which is not very strong when I started in working in platform company. So my name is Tekla Wannas, and truly I do work in platform company as a partner director, and I started that in 2019, so 3 years ago. Here's a little bit of my background, and I thought that it's nice to tell you a little bit more, because my base is basically from food and from the fresh product. So originally I have studied as a chef. So I have been working in a restaurant and different kind of food industry and so on. And my education is from the Essex University, and there I studied business, what was connected to the fresh product, import, export, packaging, and a little bit of sales and marketing, but basically how the business run and how the production is going. And my working experience is quite wide, I would say. So there is a different kind of task, and I actually thought about it one day that like why it is so. But I like to learn new things, and perhaps that is the thing how I ended up in data economy as well. So I have done product development in food and packaging, sales development in stores and improvements, concept implements, retail concept stores and marketing. So very much different kind of things in big companies. And now I'm in data-driven partner ecosystem business. So my relation to ICT and thoughts about it, this might be a little bit funny, but like in 19th, I got my first email address at elementary school. I made a profile in ERC gallery, so I don't know, probably that still exists. And also I deleted Excel program by accident in IT lesson. So that was actually the thing that teacher said, that I shouldn't touch computers anymore. So the relation in ICT haven't been very strong, as you can see, and if you are reading it a little bit further on as well. So on that time in elementary school, I learned also that there is this thing called internet, and if all the information is going in there, but I was slightly disappointed because it wasn't. So I tried to find information and it wasn't there. But in nowadays, of course, there is so much information that it's hard to find anything. So I was thinking that they have to finish it before it's on the markets. So that was my thought on that point. And then there was this modem connection, was terrible, truly terrible. I thought that the library is more practical thing than modem connection, because there was also this terrible noise with it. So I thought that, like, let them develop. And 2010, there was so many nice things. I tried to survive as less as possible because I thought that most of those aren't working well enough that I could use it. So indeed, I did have a smartphone, but after that, I tried to keep it as less as possible because most of the applications or effects of it wasn't enough. And in 2013, I think somewhere there, I realized that the things are not done well enough. I felt also a little bit disappointed on that point. I was working in a bigger company, and I realized that how much information it's not working and it's not flowing. The data is not flowing, and data is not available as it should be to make sales improvements or all kind of improvements. So it was so you needed to do so many things before you can get anything concrete. So on 2019, I started to believe in something as I was talking with CEO of platform company, and on the same time I was thinking, it's like, oh my God, he lies, as this sounded so good and even so simple. So at the end, I ended up to work in that platform company, and I got very excited about it. And I realized that there are so many things that is possible to do. And it sounded so simple, but now when I have been there now 3 years, I think that the most difficult thing is to have some sort of trust with the companies that they would be a little bit more brave to come and try something new, not the traditional way, because it's so much more efficient. And then there is a second slide. There is some things what I have noticed when I was working in a big size of companies. Well, actually different size of companies as well, because these thoughts actually lead me to the place where I am at the moment. In 2010 decade, I was thinking that there is information, but it's not used well. It takes hours to make report or of your sales. So like who is really doing that if they need to make sales? It's like, for examples, in retail shops, it's I thought that these things could be more simple and more usable, because there is so many different kind of users. So it has to be really comfortable and really that kind of information that you really don't need to deep dive Excels or anything anymore. So you can just simply see it like what is selling, what is not, and how much waste is coming, and it's like how much money is coming from different products. So I thought that this is still not still not where it should be, and you really need to go and deep dive and analyze it. So basically you needed help if you want to have a look at your sales and really deep dive it. Then the thing what I also noticed, that systems doesn't talk to each others, and I was wondering why. I thought that with IT things everything is possible. Well, it wasn't in 2010 decade, so it should have been. Also, I noticed that data is not used, or it is in progress to start using it. And I was wondering, oh dear, they are still in, I don't know, 80s or something. But I didn't realize that that could even be possible. So there are some bullet points on down there, that what I found it, and what is still relatively on on in this day as well. So information is behind manual work. That is a big thing. So many companies are using manual work that they will get some sort of information out of their systems. And that is a painkiller, I would say. and also information is not ready to use. It's mostly in Excel. So when they get the information out, it's in Excel. It's not visualized or analyzed at all. And it should be as easy as possible. And then there should be skills for it. So that is actually the thing where I'm coming up with the ecosystems, like why you have to be in different kind of different kind of ecosystems and really be active. And also the information is very light from one source, so you need to have a different systems and different source that you will get the best thing out of it, best benefits. Systems do not talk with each other, and I found that is a really big issue in many companies, and also it's not possible to connect the information from the source what is outside, for example weather, and those are the things what I started to think, and what I learned when I was working in different size of companies. And yeah, wait a second, here it goes. Yes, so at the end I think that the data-driven partners is a key element for growth and for surviving in nowadays. At the moment, so many businesses are in silos, and there is silos between solutions. So there should have a solution for it, that you can do some sort of business between the two different fields. For example, in these pictures there is electricity and water companies. So most of the time those are in own silos, but when you have a little bit ecosystem around it, which means that you have analyzing companies and application companies, and also both of them, they do have a consumers. So they can even the consumers nowadays can use the data, how much water they are using, how much electricity they are using. They are really they have a possibility to have a look at it, like what is their consumption, and also platform companies is most of the time behind on these. So like more fields you have, you can combine it together, so that the companies and organizations can work together. At the moment, they have most of the time their own solutions, and that is a slow way to grow. If you are very big, then it might be possible in that way. But if you are middle or small, then competitors may grow faster, and most of the time they will do that. So I think that the partner solutions are relatively new and not used well enough for growth, and benefits are truly remarkable with active partnering. So the thing is that that ecosystem has to be active, that it will work. If it's not active, it's not working. So that is the way of way to survive and way to grow as well. And also it's very good thing to have a good ecosystem around and be in a different ecosystems, because you can have a project on that time as well. You can have you can have some foundings more easier when your partners are good, and you can grow in that way faster as well. So that is basically my message, and I would love to hear if you have any questions or thoughts about this.
So now is the moment, and we have plenty of time for any kind of discussions and ideas about Tekla's path to current position and experiences with the Excel and everything else. So.
Oh yeah, that was a painkiller.
Yeah, because that kind of reminded me that even in my experience being in the data economy, at least in some roles, doesn't require heavy technical background. But of course, in some roles, for example, if you're a senior data analyst or data scientist or something like that, then you need to be. But that's only some parts of the roles are heavily technical, but still to know, at least recognize the terms and know somewhat accurately what it means helps you to discuss with the rest of the ecosystems and the people in the data economy. But you don't need to have a really thorough expertise and hands-on experience in cleaning data or something like that. So probably not needed, at least in the partner growth oriented ecosystem stuff. No, that's not what your people with whom you discuss, they are not even technical people, they are business people, and so but yeah, having an understanding of terms is probably the minimum requirement.
Yeah, I agree. Like in my case, I think that the business understanding and like to understand how business can develop with the data flow, then that is sort of needed thing. And when you have understanding of that, then that is more or less quite the minimum. And of course, it's nice to know a little bit technical things as well, but you don't need to do any code or anything to be involved in data economy.
Any other thoughts or questions or comments from anyone? Well, if there aren't any comments, I would like to ask, how would you encourage other women to actually enter? What kind of advice would you give to anyone thinking now that, hey, should I go towards the data economy and possibly try something in there, and so on? So what is your advice for these people? Because if you say it, it's more convincing. So obviously, I want to hear it from you. That you told us one example how you ended up, but probably it would have helped if someone would have said a magical sentence to you at some point.
Yeah, I think the motivation is one of the biggest thing. Like if you have motivation to learn, and the one thing what I was actually hesitating a little bit, that is it too boring, but it wasn't. It really isn't, and I think that this is very interesting and exciting, because you can every day you can learn something new, and it's I would say it's endless story, and you can choose basically your interest. But what happened to me, I thought that my interest is relatively niche and narrow, and what I realized that I'm actually interested in all kind of business development, not only food. So that was a big eye opener for me as well. So I think be open-minded and brave, and then just go for it. I think that will help a lot. Good motivation is the key element.